Okay, so Cube. So if you somehow don't know what Geometry Dash is, basically it's supposed to be a two-dimensional, asterisk, rhythm-based platformer game that you jump over spikes in. The reason I say supposed to be is because after 2.2, Geometry Dash is basically turned into the new Roblox. GD has everything from Geometry Dash to Just Shapes and Beats to Project Arrhythmia to Celeste to Five Nights at Freddy's. And while I really like the new game, there is one huge problem with this update. But before we can get into that, I just want to say a massive thank you for 600 subscribers now. It might not sound like it, but that's actually still quite an unreal number to say out loud. It might not sound like that many compared to other recent channels, but this counter was never really seen as just a number. I always liked the mindset of a whole 600 people decided that this trash of an upload schedule was something to look forward to. Because yeah, YouTube isn't something I'm actively kicking myself over, more that it's a side thing that I do for fun. So from the bottom of my cold dead heart, thank you all so much. Oh yeah, and also okay, there's no way in hell that I'm actually doing this in real life, but I love GD Cologne. Anyway, where were we? So, my huge issue with the game actually lingers in the Gauntlet side of things. Why I said it like that, I have no idea. If you've played Geometry Dash, you would remember that Gauntlets have been a little infamous for having a theme and then not sticking to it, and the new ones added are basically no exception. But the problem I have is with the World Gauntlet, more specifically the final level of it. The level is called Down Under by Dansman, and compared to other Gauntlet levels, this one is absolute fire. My only problem with it is that he brands it as the most Australian level ever made. Long story short, it let us down. Hi, this is totally not the 10th take of trying to get a transition. Did you know I want to die and also quite sick and also want to die? Here's me with scissors. So the level starts off with this brown and quite dirty background. You're on unclear ground with not much communication of where to jump. You know, classic feature level stuff. However, 2 seconds in, we've already hit a major flaw. You see, if we zoom in very closely into the background of this level, you'll see, that's right, it started smoothly. The level starts up with no prior interruption, or heck, not even a big lag spike or internet issues. Maybe he intentionally left it out just so starting the level wasn't too much of a hassle, so I'll give him a pass on this one. You jump over these, what I first thought were spears, but turns out to be spider legs, and traverse through a decoration style that stays really faithful to the art style of the native of Australia's paintings. And then you transition to our big old famous rock. I like the extra detail that the character's upside down in this scene, further cementing our place as the upside down land. But you know what? This place is looking a little bit empty. Dansman, you know what you could have added? Some good old fire. I think the vast majority of people know that the Australian outback is probably one of the closest places to hell on earth, and the climate graphs of this place reflect that. How nothing is burnt down in this level already, I have no idea. Also, so far there's no screeching birds in the background of the level. Why do they keep— After that, you transition to this really blue place that's quite reminiscent of the ocean for me for some reason. The only really big issue I have with this part of the level is that there's no internet issues yet. Like, Dansman! There's nothing more reminiscent of Australian technology without the NBN cutting out when you don't want them to. Anyway, for whatever reason my ocean theory was correct. I seriously have to make a compilation of me making up words. Anyway, the build up for Thundering Typhoons start now, and we actually get to hear some of the many lyrics of the song.
We're gonna find you down under with some, we're gonna get you on down under.
I like how the song does the classic Australian tradition by removing unwanted letters. Who really needed the letter R anyway? Under becomes under, water becomes water. Trust me, even Australians get tired of hearing the accent all day as well. Also, this isn't exactly Dansman's fault, but the song doesn't have any swearing in it, and we all know that the Australian language is filled to the brim with excessive cursing. Wait, with a background in jazz and classical music, does this not sound like jazz or classical? This sounds like someone threw a chainsaw on a mic in a blender. Why? After a self-insert, nice. You face off against one of, and so far the only dangerous Australian monster here, the classic redback spider. Which, props to Dansman for making this part, but For a level themed around the one country with like all the deadly animals, only having one arguably small little pest in this level just seems really underrepresented. Like Dansman, you could have easily fit a crocodile here, a snake here, kangaroo here. Oh shit, uncle. And where are the emus? Didn't we lose frickin' wars to them like 8 times? They basically own the land. Albanese likes to think he's in charge. No, it's the emus. Do not let him fool you. And for a 3rd time, still no internet troubles. Wait, why is the Jurassic Park head here? Wait, where was the film set? Dansman, wrong nation! The boss fight continues, but this time without the spider present, confirming that we've been actually fighting the air this whole time. Which, Dansman, I like to think that the air here is pretty cool. It's mainly the place above us that tries to kill the— Wait, why is there rain? No, there's no water here. What do you mean? The level ends with this slow segment that progressively gets faster as it goes on, until eventually everything gets brighter and brighter orange and yellow at the end, signifying the eventual heat death of this nation. Oh my gosh. That's the name of the level. The flag of the nation is at the end of the level, along with the flag of the Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islander people, which was a nice touch, but Dan, why wasn't the mining industry present throughout this whole thing? So what's the moral of the story here? Well, Dansman tried to set out to make the most Australian level ever made. And pro tip for everyone, here's a list of all the things you need to make the most Australian anything. And here's the list of things that Dansman ignores. As you can obviously tell, this is quite clearly a joke video, not meant to be taken too seriously. Don't go after Dansman for this. Alright, get out of here, nerds.